Alright, we're going to take a look at the final project. The final project for INST 529 Assistive Technology is part of a series of final projects that go together for the college to put together sort of as an online portfolio or a work demonstrating that you've met the required standards if you were going for licensure, and it was also to show that the college is addressing the standards for licensure in the state in its coursework. So there are a series of a variety of assessments that were at one point, or may still be, put into a task stream. So I know that the standards for the state are undergoing a little bit of a tweaking. The coursework for Bridgewater will therefore likely undergo a bit of a tweaking if the standards are different, and therefore the collection system of these final projects may be changing. And we're kind of in that little transition period. So I do know that the project, you are going to upload it into Blackboard and as a project for this course. I highly recommend keeping this in your own personal records to help validate or to identify that you've met these standards, and if you're going to need it for a portfolio for the college, if you're going to continue on, that you'll have it ready. I will try to get clarification if it should be posted somewhere else for the college records before the due date. So the final project for this course is really carrying out a professional development opportunity to inform staff or your colleagues about assistive technology and about how it should be evaluated, and sort of summarizing your learning in this course as it kind of relates to what you discovered in your fieldwork project. Hey, this is what we're really doing good at, and these are the things we really need to work on, and here's some information that I think might be helpful for us as math teachers or English teachers or from the technology aspect. Again, you're not in school, so part of this you're not going to be able to do, which is actually to carry it out and conduct a survey. So I would create a survey to go with this and maybe ask a friend or two to fill it out, because that's actually part of the learning, is that if you give professional development or you do some instruction, you want to get some feedback, and you're designing that little feedback mechanism there. Whether you're teaching math, you've gotten feedback from those students and you've designed a quiz or a ticket to leave or a question to see how if they've acquired the knowledge you want them to have. Likewise, in this activity you're creating, you're going to create the corresponding, so to speak, assessment to see what they've gotten out of that. But it's a little bit jury-rigged this time around because you aren't in school to actually carry it out. So this is a professional development presentation that you're going to be creating based on what you've learned regarding assistive technology. The idea is it's a 45-minute presentation. Now, we all present differently. Some of us put slides with every single word on your slide in your presentation, which is not really what we're looking for. You could have key ideas, key links, and things like that. Your delivery can all be in the notes. If you were going to present it, what would you be telling people about it? What would you be talking about? So you want to make sure your information is in there, whether it's in the slide or in the presenter notes. And I'm not particular about which format you use. Do you want to use PowerPoint or Prezi or Google Slides or make a video? That's up to you. The tools, what tool you're most comfortable with and which is most productive for your goal. This is based on the INST standards. The INST standards for teachers are still in force. The reason why this project was based on the INST standards is because our state standards were a little bit behind the times, but they're catching up. So you're going to be creating this project. It's a 45-minute, this says PowerPoint because that's what the college had, but really anything that meets the needs will work. And it's supposed to talk about assistive technology solution or a need you found in your school or something that you found that might benefit other students. And you're going to go through the use of it, how it addresses learning. Really, the topic is really related around your school, your needs. So you'll see the standards here that we're looking at. But in this assignment, you're going to be creating a cover sheet. The cover sheet obviously has your name and date, the title of the presentation, one-sentence description of the topic. The proposed delivery site. Is it for your math teachers? Is it for your parents? Is it for administration, for the neighborhood? and where you be in a classroom, that kind of thing. Then you're going to need to address those ISTA standards 4.2. It's approximately 500 words. Please include citations. And you should include links to the presentation and the evaluation form, whether that's an online Google form or you did a paper and pencil version of the form. What did you use to ask for feedback on the project, on the presentation? Your presentation should be 30 to 40 minutes. If you included any handouts or any links, then you should put them in there. Also notes, if you didn't say things on the slide, like the people who write every word on a slide, if you just said like flexibility, and then in your notes you talked about why the device was flexible or added to the flexibility of the learning environment, then that would be in the notes part. You just want to make sure your information is there in one way or another. Evaluation form, results, and reflection. The evaluation form and results and reflection is a little altered here because you're not necessarily with people to present it. So as I said, submit the presentation, submit the evaluation form or survey. Maybe have one or two people, friends of yours, take the survey. But your reflection can be, in this case, since you can't really reflect about that, reflect about the process, the course, how you would use it, would you use it in your class, other things that you might be able to add to show how this would impact your colleagues. The scoring guide is basically 1, 2, 3, but it is out of 100 points for the grade. So whatever percentage of these points is, we're going to turn that into a percentage of 100. The rubric is down here. Do you have a cover sheet? Do you have the PowerPoint? Do you have the reflection, and what should be in there? So you can go through this as you work on your project, so to give yourself a quick look. And then you have a data is going to be collected for each row, so the data will be the total of the number of points you have, which is the percentage of your final grade there for this course. So that's the presentation. It's on what you've learned. Linked, it's easiest if you link it to what you did in field work, because then half your work is already done. You don't have to redo that all. Just add that research, that information, those things that you've acquired from finding about your district to address in this presentation that you would be giving had you been in school. And if you happen to are in school or have access to people in the summer, please feel free to complete the whole assignment. So that's the final project. It is due a day or two before the end of the course. I think I have it to be uploaded around the 9th or 10th. This way I can do a quick run through, so if anything's missing I can get back to you and say what about this, what about that, to make sure it came through on the 11th, so that I can get them all evaluated and in on time for grades. Our grades are due 2 weeks after, actually a week after the course is in, so I don't have a lot of time from when the class ends till final grades need to be submitted. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, contact me, help each other out, and or give a call. Thanks.